Hello there, my little chickadees. I'm sorry that it's so late, but I got to play you some music and I'm going to comb my hair, get some water, and then I will be doing a stream for you. Okay, so I look forward to it. Fuck it, did I put the fucking music audio again? I don't think I did, so we just to go over that again. I see you little chickadees, lovely to see you. I'll start the music like this, and I will see you in a couple of moments. Goodbye. Ah. And the cold is there. Da 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 da. Oh, good Lord, good Lord, what a day, what a day. Who was clever enough to be looking in the mirror? Who was clever enough to be looking in the mirror then? I've been awake. Well, that was a good start. Nice to see it already disappearing, but there we go. What we're going to do, we're going to largely wing this today because here's what happened. Done the morning stream. Oh, we had a lovely stream in the morning. If you missed that, well, you know what they say. You know the old saying. If you can't strangle a goose by midday, you might as well fuck a duck by morning. And in many ways, this morning's stream was that par exemplar. So, seeing as it's Chinese New Year approaching, I will be doing the entire stream in French. Now, excusez-moi if you cannot understand the French language, if you are not understanding the words that I am using. This for I apologize, but I think it is only fair that occasionally we malheureusement maintenant en français. So yeah. So what happened was we done the stream this morning. It went on for far too long. I suddenly thought, shit, you've got so much work to do. So I went all that kind of capers, worked and worked, and then I had a few phone calls to make work phone cooks as well. Oh, I'm sorry, Ian. I'm sorry, Ian. Ian got the old Greek books out. Well, it was going to be one of the two, wasn't it? With it being with it being Chinese knees nose, it was going to be certainly the bubbles or the French. And unfortunately, you picked the third door, so you win the go. We won't be going into the Monty Hall puzzle though, because it still gets me every time. And then while I was doing all that, and I had to do some business calls, and business calls are horrible because business calls are two people pretending to be adults. Because a business, look, so I'm a director of a business, and but I'm not. I'm just me. I'm just Chris. I'm just a dysfunctional fuck up of a bloke who was born and is slowly dying. And so is the other bloke. But because we live in a culture of meaning, a culture of repetition, a culture of signification, we have acquired these elements, we've acquired these descriptions. And so I've got to ring up someone else and go, hello, yeah, this is Chris Dangerfield. I was just wondering if I could talk to George Bartleby, please. And someone will go, yeah, 1 second, I'll just get him. And then someone else like me comes on the phone. Someone else who was just a little toddler running around his mum and dad's garden going, I like fish. I like touching the fence, and who grew up and got stressed out about his sex life in his teenage years, then got stressed out about work, ended up in a job, doesn't really know why he's there. It's a legitimation crisis. That's what I like to call it. It's like I've got friends who are GPs. I've got friends who are GPs, but they're not GPs, they're friends of mine. And I still can't believe that people go and see them and sort of say, hello, doc, I've got this cyst on my penix and I think I'm going to die. And my mate goes, oh, slap it out on the table. I'll get a magnifying glass. I'll touch it a little bit and I'll give you the bad news. And so it's a question, it's a legitimation crisis. We're not legitimate. I am a director in a business, but it doesn't feel legitimate. My friend is a GP, but it doesn't feel legitimate. I've got another friend who's an architect, and he doesn't build like stupid little things. People pay him like $500,000 to design these modernist buildings that are built in halfway in a train station, and half of it is in a different part of the country, and they link up by some kids' railway track or something. And he's just the same. He doesn't believe it either, even though he studied 8 years at the Architects Academy in London. So it's a legitimation crisis. So the phone calls are the worst. So anyway, done all that, and when at the end of all that, so I've done a stream, done loads of work, done twice as much work into half as much time. Nice, I like that. And then I thought, I need a sleep. I need just to lay down. And then I thought, apart from the fact that I promised the missus I'd buy her a bed so she doesn't have to sleep on the floor. And I thought, yeah, that's what I want to do. That's exactly what I want to do now. Now I've done everything else and thought that's the end. I really want to get in a tuk-tuk at the rush hour around here, get all the way down to Avon Moor and look for a bed that I know they don't even have. She wants a futon. They don't have them out here. So I'd done that, and then just before I left, I thought, I'll tell you what, I'm going to get myself some Krispy Cremes. I'll just get 2 or 3, and then when I get some proper food on the way home, the usual fried prawn, rice fried prawn fried rice, that's the one. I'll have a Krispy Kreme for after, save the other one for tomorrow. So cool. So I ate all 3 of them in the back of the tuk-tuk. But when I got home, I just went, boom, out cold, gone. Woke up about 30 minutes ago rung up my mate Paul, who was on the stream last night. I said, so have you watched it back? Did you have a look at the chat? And he was like, yeah, blah, 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 blah. And he said, are you out of your head? I said, oh yeah, I'm smashed. I said, I've had all sorts of shit going on. And then I went and I've got a stream as well. And I looked at the clock. I looked at the grandfather clock that I've got over there. And it said 1 minute past 10. And I went, oh yeah, I've got a stream 1 minute ago. See you later. And then trying to sort it all out and get where we are now. And I want to thank everyone. It is usually the 5 or 6 usual suspects who are doing this thing that I'm asking you to do, to reply with these blocks of text. Don't worry, I'll explain it all in years to come. But I do appreciate you actually giving it a go. And here we are. And I tell you what, if I said nothing for 5 minutes, if I just went, well, not even 5, for about 3 minutes, you could see me fall asleep. I would go like this. And that's it, I'd be gone. So I am not even on fumes at the moment. The fumes have gone. I am currently being led by the Lord. I'm being led by God. Right, let me get the grift on. If I disappear for a while, that's because for some reason, every time I put entropy on these days, it closes down the screen. So if it does happen, you know, you cut me some slack, will you? And I'll be back in a minute. Yeah, all right, that's nice. But yeah, I'm being led by the Lord. Okay, not the Lord God, just the Lord Jesus, Jesus. That's his name. Got there in the end. I mean, it's an easy one to forget, isn't it? You know, because not many people are called Jesus. In Italy, they are. They like to call their kids Jezza. Corbyn's a good example. Anyway, you know, Italian Corbyn. That's all right. We'll have a bit of that. Oh, that's even better. That's even better. I've got the old seat vibrato on again. Hello, Mum. Is that you? No, Mum. No, Mum. That wasn't you. That was Sigmund Freud. See what I did there? Clever. That's because I'm being led by the Lord. Now, you know that's lovely story. There's a lovely story that the Christians like to talk about, where they say, now what is it? There's a bloke and there's a bloke and he's dead, and he looks back over the story of his life, and he sees 2 sets of footprints. And he says, every now and again, one pair of footprints goes. And the Lord Jesus says, look at the story of your life. I was with you all the way. Look at my footprints with you. And the man said, yeah, but look, every now and again, you disappeared, you abandoned me. You abandoned me. And Jesus said, no. Jesus said, no. I gave you a piggyback. I actually picked you up and put you on my back. That's why there's one set of footprints. And the man said, you lying bastard. So that happened. Okay, so let's get the grift on, because with quality like this, am I the only one who was looking for the HXH theme song and seen this? No. And stick around, because believe me, it ain't coming. But good call. Where we go. Hello, Nicholas. I tuned in for a few minutes on the earlier stream and witnessed a very touching moment between Dangerfield and a very young lad speaking about saying, I love you to your mum. Very tender, lovely to see. That's right, it was young Barkley. It was young Barkley. Yeah, Fionn. It's nice, isn't it? It's nice, isn't it? Gospel according to St. Dangerfield. Yeah, I was giving you a piggyback. No, you weren't. I actually think there's a funnier ending to it. Actually, hang on. There's a funnier one. There's a funnier ending to it. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. There's loads of them. There's loads of them. When you only see one set of footprints, that's when I'll stop to get some nachos and let you go ahead. The sound is echoing. You're actually getting a sound. Well, watch what happens when I do this. Watch it all change. Is there any sound echoing now? Tell me now. Oh, hang on. I might have the mic. I've got the wrong mic on. Hang on. Doesn't matter. I've got the wrong mic on. Hang on. It's because I had all this freaking this update. Is that better? Hello. Is that Earth calling danger? What? Danger calling Earth? Are we better? Are we good? Are we good now? Are we doing better now? There you go. Okay. We're good. We're good. Anyway, there are better jokes. Right, let's get this grift on. Do that. Bosh. Okay, save that. Okay, people, if you want to support this channel, Roger, lovely. Nanu, are you okay? Paul's fault, blame Paul. Sound is good. Good afternoon. Hello, Gammon. You can support using Super Chat, which is a $sign. Do you mind? I'm streaming. There's $. It's a $sign down there. That's a Super Chat. Alternatively, and preferably, you can use Entropy. Link going in the description. But the Entropy link is also in the description to the video as well as in the chat. So if you need it, you can just ask me. Or it's just in the description. So throw a few quid at the stream. That'll be much appreciated. That would be very, very kind. Ian Marr says, hello, Mr. Mumford. He's in here, is he? He said he was going to come and have a look. Is he in here? Are you in here, Saul? Little private joke between me and the boy. But the mic's all good now, is it? God knows what he'd call himself if he was coming in here. Paul Mumford, maybe. Vast and ver, zu var du totate. That's lovely. I recognise that. I know that avatar a mile off. It's my boy Gaffney. Hello, Schrodinger's Gaffney. If you want to giggle, Google Umpunja Counsellor. Okay, here we go. Let's risk my channel. You know, I don't usually do this sort of thing, but you are high-ranking scrub, so I'm going to risk it. Right, I'll put it in. What? Images? Oh, my God. Okay. I will. So not images. Hang on. All right, nice one, Gaffney. I'll read it out. Here we go, people. I'll share the page with you so you can read along with me. This is a good call, Gaff. Good call. I'll give you that. So, Adolf Hitler Unona is the Nambian politician and former anti-apartheid activist who was elected as councillor for the Umpunja constituency in 2004, 2010 and 2015, and on the 26th of November 2020. He won the vote by 85%, as 196 voters for him. He is a member of the SWAPO party. Uwana was brought to the attention of the internet worldwide in 2020 due to his name being the same as that as the German dictator. Despite this, he was not fully aware of the connection until he was a teenager. He stated in an interview with the German newspaper Bild, "It was a completely normal name for me as a child. It wasn't until I was growing up that I realised this man wanted to subjugate the whole world." Well, whole world, you know. "I have nothing to do with any of these things. My father named me after this man. He probably didn't understand what Adolf Hitler stood for. In addition," he added, "it doesn't mean that I'm striving for world domination." Uwana also said that his wife, friends and family simply calling him Adolf, leaving out the epithet Hitler. He noted that it would be too late to officially change his name, as he needed to use his full name on official documents. Uwana has since refused to comment further on it, stating questions about his name are a distraction from his work. He also expressed anger at international media outlets publishing a picture of him next to Hitler and for some reason calling him Adolf Hitler of Africa, also known as AHA. And we can have a look at some of them. There you go. Man named Adolf Hitler wins election. I mean, they've got quite a lot in common there, for sure. What an absolute turnout. Here we go, live. The new councillor, whose full name is Adolf Hitler Uwana, won 85% of the vote last Wednesday. Breaking news. Adolf Hitler has won an election in Namibia. Namibia, sorry. Well, there you go. Absolutely incredible. Wonderful stuff. Wikipedia's headquarters is in San Francisco. There's your clue. Well, there you go. Now, I don't know whether I showed you this before, but did I tell you that there's a channel, a YouTube channel, and he's got, his name's Rose Anvil, and he's got nearly 300,000 subscribers, and all he does is cut boots in half. I'm not joking. He buys boots, or what he tends to do is write to the company, like, expensive boot makers, and said, "Have you got like a second or something that you can send me so I can cut it in half and show my audience the quality of the build, what's inside, the quality of the leather, the quality of the arching, the sewing and all that." And he cuts them in half. I knew you would have seen it, our pal, but have I shown it on the channel before? Nice one, Anglo-Saxon. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it went down well. Cheers, Charlie. Yeah, we'll have a look at it in a minute. Now, here's why we're going to have a look at it, because I do like a pair of work boots. My last pair of work boots, when I went out to the Ukraine, well, Hank McGurk, it's actually happening. It's actually happening. There are a lot of organisations. There's a big one in Ghana where they're trying to encourage people to move back to Africa. And a lot of people are going. And I've said it a lot of times on this channel about the Somalian mothers in Islington in North London sending their children back to Somalia because it's too dangerous in London. You know, this is why I always say when everyone gets proper stressed out, look, I'm not saying there aren't demographic problems, but there always has been. And history is not a straight arrow. There's all sorts of things that can happen. And the ghettoization of immigrant enclaves that are happening in Europe. You know, when you look at Europe, you haven't got a nicely, evenly distributed spread of immigrants everywhere. You've got them all collecting in the same areas because lo and behold, people on the whole like to be around their own people. Yes, you get outliers. I'm an outlier in that respect. But on the whole, on the massive whole, people tend to want to be around their own, especially when they've moved to a foreign country as a family. And they're finding, as the money's running out, as the old scandemic isn't going too well, as the welfare is disappearing, as the NHS is struggling, people are actually starting to think, look, I sacrificed my community, I sacrificed my culture, I sacrificed my family, all of that to come here for the free money, and it's actually turning into a bit of a shithole. And actually, there are figures, if you look for them on Google, I'll drag a load out for a video this week. There are vast amounts of people leaving Europe. I mean, look at the people in France. A lot of those people went to France expecting to live in beautiful gay Paris. And they're not. They're living in very, very violent, very dysfunctional projects where they're not being included in the culture, and they're looking at the likes of Le Pen round the corner. I used to live next to two Muslim lads in Soho. Couple of nice blokes, Biko and John. I used to get on with them fine. And they said to me that the imams up and down England, in the when they go to their mosque thing on Friday, mostly what's being talked about is the rise of nationalism in Europe and the changing face of the economic potential of Europe, because people are going to start using their own businesses, much like this BLM thing, or like the video I showed you yesterday, Google saying these are black-owned businesses. You can just use them. Well, it doesn't take a genius of human behavior to work out that within 6 months' time, you're going to have white people saying, yeah, these are white-owned businesses. These are Muslim businesses, blah, blah, blah. And when you're in a situation where the demographics are still really a doubt on your side, even when we become a minority, we still become the super majority. Do you know what I mean? We might be 49% of the population, but the other 51% of the population is made up of 20% of these, 10% of these, 5% of these. And when we're all spending our money within our own people, it puts everyone else at a disadvantage. And so the story starts changing and people are moving back. That is happening. So I think that deserves to be said. Things aren't the black pills that people would all sometimes like you to think. I'm not saying that's definitely going to happen, but it is occurring to an extent. It is a trend that's happening. So it's kind of interesting. Now, the reason I wanted to show you this Rose Anvil channel is because my previous boots, I've got some love. I've got a pair of Foster and Sons, beautiful. I'll show you what they look like. Hang on. I'll show you a pair of these beautiful Foster and Sons red boots that I've had. I've had them for about 13 years. I've just got to try and remember the name of them. Is it Balmoral maybe? Don't think it is actually. Oh yeah, there they are. Absolutely, that is them. So I've got a pair of these, right, which is what I wear with suits, obviously. I wouldn't wear these out for sort of just smashing around somewhere. See these? Lovely, lovely pair of boots. Foster and Sons on German Street. You know, they've got lasts in their shop. The last is the wooden bit that they build that mimics your foot. The last is built on your foot. And they've got Charlie Chaplin's, they've got Karl Marx's. They've got all loads of people from the good old days because they made boots from them. I can show you a better picture of those boots, actually, if I just do this. And then if I do this. And then if I do this. So I've got a pair of them. They're actually a bit redder in real life, but they're a nice pair of boots. So they're quite nice. So I've got a pair of them. And I've got a pair of Crockett and Jones Cordovan. There is a reason for me telling you this. I mean, these are slightly sartorial stream. Crockett and Jones Shell Cordovan. Shell Cordovan isn't actually a leather; it's a membrane under the leather, and this is exactly the pair I've got. I'll show you them too. So I've also got a pair of these, and they're the only two pairs of boots that I've got that I wear for. I mean, they're beautiful, aren't they? And like I say, that Shell Cordovan, you bet you need to polish those about once a year. Little bit of mink oil about once a year. As long as you get them resold by a decent cobbler, they're going to last you 20, 30 years. An absolutely beautiful pair of boots. However, if I want to go down the Mekong and have a walk through all the mess down there and get on a little boat or whatever, I don't want to be wearing them. So I like to have a decent pair of rugged boots. Now, when I went to the Ukraine about 16, well, I'll tell you how old I was. Well, I was 35, so 10. About 13, 14 years old. I knew that, yeah, thank you. It's nice to see some cool people understanding some quality bit of footwear there. So I bought a pair of proper rugged boots so that they could deal with the cold temperatures in the Ukraine. And, you know, I've worked, and when I've done the odd bit of construction work, or when I've gone out fucking around in the woods and all that. But they died out here recently. I think the heat got to them. I think they got wet, and the heat got to the wet bit. So I do watch this channel. I watch this Anvil Rose channel, and I was thinking he done one show where he said, right, on today's show, I'm going to show you out of all the boots I've cut in half, I'm going to show you my pick. And I thought, well, this would be interesting because this bloke has cut in half about 300 pairs of boots. And he knows them literally inside out. He knows what's going to last. He knows about, girlfriend's on the phone. Hang on. I wonder why she's calling me now. Darling, I wonder why you're calling me now. You want to say hello or anything?
Hello, my friend.
Oh, you a little bit sick? I can't see you. Video's gone. No, I can't. Darling, I've got to do this, love. I can't even see you. No. All right, darling. Good night. Mwah. Love you. Bye, love. Oh, I know. I'll call him right now when I know he won't be doing anything. Right. So when he said, "I know that I'm gonna," I just called to say hello. Bye. Um. So when he said, "I'm gonna show you my top pick," I thought, well, this might have to be. Yes, Paul, it's certainly gay to love your girlfriend. I mean, if that's homosexual to you, you might want to consult a professional. So when he said it's his top pick, I thought I'm going to listen to this. So I listened to it. I've ordered the boots and they should be arriving any day now. So I'll show you the boots and you can have a look at them. Tell us what you think. Here we go. This is Rose Anvil, the man who cuts boots in half. This is his top pick. So let's have a look and see what you think. It's not the first boot that comes up. It's just because I wanted you to hear it from the top. So the first boot you see is the end of the old one, the end of the previous one. So here we go.
For when it comes to Nick's boots, and I've been super impressed with them. Now for the final category. This is kind of a unique category because I didn't want to just choose the best built boot or the most universal boot. I wanted to choose the boot that I tend to go towards most at the beginning of a day. Which boots do I wish I had on? Which boots have I worn the most over the last year? Which boots do I recommend to people the most? And to me, the best boot that balances everything that I like out of a boot and what I need out of a boot and that I go to most, what might be a little bit of a surprise to some of you guys, is Redback's boots. I've worn these boots more than any other boot this entire year. They're so stinking comfortable. They literally have like 1.5 inches of foam at your heel, great arch support, really high quality leather for the price. They retail for like $150 to $175. And I love wearing them. You know, when I start to develop a little bit of plantar fasciitis, I throw back on the Redbacks for a couple weeks and I'm good to go. I like the fact that this company has started in Australia and they still make their boots in Australia. They haven't moved to overseas production. They still make high quality stuff. And you know, you get that combination of the TPU outsole, that's like that non-slip, oil-resistant, comfortable outsole with the extra comfortable polyurethane midsole. You get the fiberboard in here that slowly breaks into the shape of your foot, giving you that nice imprint. And the thing that I really like about these that helps me kind of with my plantar fasciitis from wearing a ton of different boots every single week is that because there's so much foam in here, the high pressure points of your foot compress that foam a little bit more, and then the low pressure points like around your arch, it doesn't compress as much, and so it gives you a little bit more arch support and supports your foot really well. It's almost like when you're breaking in one of these like Nick's boots that has tons and tons of layers of leather that's going to compress to your foot. This takes 200 hours to start compressing into your foot and start getting a footprint. This will break into your foot really quick. Within the first week, you're going to have a lot more comfortable boot and you're going to break in this leather really quick. And in these reviews, I didn't really take into consideration which boot companies have sponsored me and which haven't, because Redbacks never sponsored me. They sent me one free pair of boots forever ago, but I don't have any, there's nothing pushing me to choose these as my best boots, except for the fact that I wear them all the time and they're my go-to comfortable boots. Are they the best looking boots? Far from it. But for me, for most occasions, I go for these boots. So that's why I chose Redback as my favorite boot, my go-to boot, the one I recommend probably the most to people. But all these other boots are great too. You know, Nick's are hard to beat for quality. Thorogoods might be the best all-around boot.
Thank you. So someone asked why they have those straps on them, the ones at the front and the ones at the back. Now you might have noticed they're not lace-up boots. They've got that stretchy material either side, so they're slip-ons essentially. But the reason you've got that bit at the front and the back is so you can put your foot in them and just pull them on without having to put your hand on the sole, which might have been treading in muck and God knows what. And pull them on like that. You can just pull them on with those straps. Someone said pikey boots. Where I come from, boots like that are called dealer boots because all the dealers, all the car dealers and car dealers and scrap metal dealers wear them. But yeah, nice pair of boots. So when they come through, I'll let you know what they look like. Now, Chelsea boots are pointed. Chelsea boots have got a pointed front. I'll show you a Chelsea boot. I mean, they have also got those side things, but Chelsea boots are they've got a pointed front. You can see that it's got that more pointy front there, as you can see on all these examples I've got here. But quite nice. LC350, hello my friend, how are you? Dropped a cockle, lovely. We are now on, oh no, we're not quite on minimum wage, but we're getting there. Thank you, LC350. LC350, I had a little look at your email. I haven't replied, but I got the gist of it, so I will reply to you later. But no dramas. Yeah, but I didn't want these for smart boots. As I showed you, I've got the Crockett and Jones Shell Cordovan, and I've got the Foster and Sons Balmoral. So I've got my smart boots. I wanted something that I can go out in and not give a shit about getting wet or getting scratches on. Because when you've got a fucking £1,200 pair of boots on, you don't really want to be doing the same kind of things you're doing in those, which they cost me 150, I think. Well, they cost the business 150. So so yeah, interesting stuff. As long as you've got that's a very nice thing to say. Yeah, you like those R-Power, do you? Well, when they come through, I'll show you them. I'll show you them when they appear. I mean, they've got a very nice sole on them as well. Be an interesting thing. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think they're a pair of that. They've got a bit of that about them. Now, I think I might have had you another video. But my bloody history, I mean, you must be getting sick of this, but my bloody history is really, really messing around. So we might have a bit of a problem finding it. Oh, I'll tell you what I did find, and if I can find it, and it wasn't me, by the way, who found it. Oh, I'll tell you what, I did find some other. I got lost in Cleo Rocker's, looking at Cleo Rocker's pictures last night. Well, the ones that I had were hiking boots, but they, like I said, they done 13 years, but they reached their peak. They reached their peak out here because they got wet, and then in the temperature, they got a bit of I think the wetness and then the temperature. After 13 years, it was. I think that's a fair enough amount of time for some work boots, don't you? 13 years. I see people buying Timberland and all that to work in, and I'm like, mate, you're going to throw them away in 2 years because they're not very good boots. And you'll see that geezer cut Timberlands apart, and again, you're like, why are these people doing it? Why are these? And it's all very clever marketing. What a terrible shame. Clark's Undercover Army, Clark's Undercover Army, Clark's. He drops a cockle and he says, nice, you need a good work boot, Scrubs Rising. Yeah, you do. You do. When they come, I'll give you a close up. I'll let you know what they're like, what they feel like. You can have a closer look, and if anyone is thinking about getting a new decent pair of rough and ready boots, that might help you make a decision. Now, the reason I've got something for you that you might enjoy. How am I going to find this? And you are going to enjoy this, but it's going to be a little bit tricky for me to find. 1 second, because my history doesn't work. What's the best way of doing this? Right, give me a couple of seconds, people. Fotun, 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 yappa heppa ja, me heppa shele me. If you give me a couple of seconds, I've got something that'll give you a giggle, and it really will. It's just going to be a little bit difficult for me to find it for you, but I think I can. Now, how am I gonna how am I gonna oh, that seems a long way back. Hang on, what was it called? Hang on, people. Give me a little bit of time, because this will be worth it. I found it. It was my boy Grego. Right, hang on a minute. I've got it. Well done, Gregs. Hang on. Yeah, all right. Hang on. So yesterday we had my mate Paul on, didn't we? And we told the story of Cleo Rockus. And also, yeah, there you go, John. That's it. Looks like a few of you looked for it. When we'd finished the stream, me and Paul talked, and there was about another. Hello, Isaac. Fuck me, mate. Long time. How are you, brother? Wow, lovely to see you. Absolutely lovely. Lovely to have you on the firm. I hope you've been all right. We just got a super chat there from Libertarian Arboretum. Says, look at Tom McDonald, fake woke. We already covered it. We done it a couple of days ago, my friend. So nice one anyway, just in case we hadn't, but we have done it. And my angle was I cringed my jaw loose, but some people liked it. So, you know, the great white hope and all that. Now, thanks for the donation, though, mate, and thanks for suggesting it to us in case we didn't get it. Now, let me just see if I can get this sorted out, because it'll make you laugh. It really will. Hang on a minute. He's like spinning-eyed. Hang on. I mean, he wasn't to know it was going to be broadcast. So there's a... It's in my world. Right, hang on. Enjoy it. It's beautiful. Hang on. Right. So yesterday, we told the story of Cleo Rockus. My mate Paul, been obsessed with her all his life, like everyone our age was when she was on the Kenny Everett show. He triangulated her address, got a screen grab of the door number on Come Dine With Me, found out where she lived, all that stuff. And then one day I found out she was doing a promotion in an off license in Soho. And I said to him, should we, yes, it is Paul's tantrum watching the telly. And I said, should we go up there? So we go up there. He can't handle it. She starts chatting me up. She gives me a business card and says, hello, Alan. Gives me a business card and says, maybe give me a call sometime, darling. And I'm like, maybe I will. And in the end, I have to go because Paul is getting the proper ump. Anyway, we end up leaving. Now, what he didn't tell you in the video yesterday was not only had we had a lot to drink, but we were having handfuls of Valium as well. And some people on Valium, as people in the chat will now give me a 1 in the chat. If Valium, that lovely relaxer, that relaxing drug, it can make you really aggressive. Give me a 1 if you know that Valium can also make you aggressive. Because, it's a weird one. It's a weird one. This whole thing with Jordan Peterson having this peculiar response to Xanax. No, man. Benzos can make you aggressive. It isn't some weird reaction. It's just sometimes they make you aggressive. Right. So after we've thank you everyone for doing all that. After she's given me her card and has chatted me up, I've through the mist, I can barely see further than the end of my nose. I thought, let's get out of here. Let's calm the situation down and just take it easy with my best mate, because he ain't going to be into this. When we got away and had a chance to sit down, he started getting a bit angry. So as a good friend, you know what I'd done. I put my arm around him. I said, listen, brother, I love you. I'll never let a woman get in between us, even Cleo Rockus. Nah, I didn't do all that. I just got my phone out and started filming him. And this is what he said. So you are about to see. You are about to see what happened. Hang on, I don't know what's happening here. You are. What the fuck is going on? You are about to see what happened after we left the Cleo Rockers situation. So you're going to catch a little bit of Cleo at the end, or a bit of Kenny, and then we're going to get into it. So this was Mumford after he was very angry, very high, and not impressed. And there's one bit where he says, reminds me of 30 years ago back at art college when I fell in love with Faye Patton and spent a year trying to pull her, and then Chris Dangerfield fucked her. And listen to this. He spent a year trying to pull this bird, and one day she went to him, Paul, I need to tell you something. And he was like, yeah, what is it? And she went, I've fallen in love with someone. All smiling. And he went, yeah, really? And she went, yeah, Chris Dangerfield, who was his best mate. And he was sort of like, ah, good. Fucking good. So you'll hear him mention that. So here we go. Let's have a little look at a bit of this. Let me know if you get the audio or not. No one fuck about and say you can't hear it if you can, because it just ruins it for everyone. Here we go. Look at the state of my old videos. Here we go. Audio. And we are on.
Shitty for it, and he stormed out there going, well, that's.
Don't do that to me. Come on. Well, give it a couple of seconds. I'll do a bit of the old stop start. Stop. Ding, 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 ding. Start. Very funny, Moslab. Very funny. Very good.
Shut that up. I decided to record him. There's a slight cut in this video because he said a few things that, I mean, he wasn't to know it was going to be broadcast. So there's a slight cut, but please, enjoy.
You can all hear it all right?
This is beautiful. We've just seen Cleo. It didn't go very well for him. It reminded him of something that happened between us at college 20 years ago.
In my world, this is me turning up at Dartington, falling completely in love with Faye Patton, being absolutely obsessed with her because I haven't had sex properly before, and she's got loads of makeup on. And Chris Dangerfield turns up and fucks her. Right?
So what happened? You heard it. He was in love with. He was the year above me at that particular art college, and he was totally obsessed with this girl. And for like a year, he was trying it on, putting on like blazers and brooches, and trying to be a goth because she was. I turn up, I jump in bed with her like the first week. He's not too happy about it. And as far as he's concerned, in his benzo boozy mind, the same thing just happened with Cleo Rockers. Hit me.
That just happened again, 21 years later.
History repeats.
We turn up, Cleo Rockos is there, she's chatting away, in comes Mr. Charmy Pants with his fucking fancy scarf and his rich coat and his drug problem. She wants that. She doesn't want to see a guy who's wearing a Marks and Spencer's tatty old outfit that costs £8, and I piss in plastic cups every night, if you must know. And now I've got to go home and face the fact that Cleo Rockos doesn't want me. But
I like his ambition though. I like the way before that she probably did like him. I seem to have gone a bit blurry. There you go. Look. I like the way he thinks that maybe she did fancy him before that event.
she also doesn't want me to stalk her. And that's what's happening as of tonight. I know where she lives. I know the number on her door because I saw it on the Can't Cook, Won't Cook documentary. I'm there. Hunt, I came in her to flirt with you, not that fucking ex-junkie. Why is she interested in a junkie? I know why. She's an alcoholic.
What makes you think she's interested in me?
Because you're more like Kenny Everett than me.
Right. What, are you homosexual story?
And I piss in plastic cups.
She gave me
What's
a
the
card.
big deal? It's not about money, is it? Oh, yeah, it is, actually. She wants oil. Old, ill, and loaded. Well, what she's got with me is middle-aged, not very well, and skint.
No, you misheard her. It's old, ill, and lonely, which would have assumed yourself.
Let's go back. I've got a second chance. Come on. Let's go back. Let's go back and trash the place. Then she'll remember me. And then let's break her windows. I know where she lives.
And I had to stop it then because he says where she lives. He triangulated where she lives based on a few things she said on different TV shows. There you go.
Sorry, people. Sorry. Like I said, I've only just woken up. What I just said was I had to cut it there because once you get to saying things like, let's go back and smash her windows, then she'll remember me. Then he started talking about smashing other things, if you know what I mean. And that doesn't go down very well at all on the internet or in real life, funnily enough. But then after that, we went down into Piccadilly Square, into Piccadilly Circus, and there was like some kid. He was about 14, and he was like some new age Christian, and he was with all his new age Christian sort of mates, giving out like leaflets. And he come up to us and he went, "Hi, have you heard the good news?" And Paul, all angry and full of alcohol and benzos, he went, "Fucking good news. Go on, fucking explain it to me. Fucking explain how our Father kills his Son for our sins. It doesn't even make fucking sense." And this kid was like, "Yeah, but you know, I just wanted you to understand that the good news that the Lord is our Savior." And he was going, "Fucking Lord, fucking saviour. And I was like, Paul is 15. And Paul was like, sorry. And then we went to a shisha bar, and we had some like meze, you know, like the meze stuff with the shishas. And I swear to you, he went, should we go and get some more booze? And I went, yeah, all right. So we've turned up there. We've got a couple of vodkas or something. We're sitting down at this outdoor meze bar with the outdoor heaters. We've got the shishas on the go. He's had a couple of swigs on this vodka. He's hit the shisha, and he went to me. He went. You know what? He went. Even though tonight's been a fucking weird one, he went. I feel fucking great. Then he had another touch of his shisha and went. Just puked everywhere. It was quite the night. So well done, Grego, for digging that one out. Give us the back end of the story, so to speak. Oi, I didn't mess with anyone else's woman. She messed with me. I just stood there. He was making such a twat of himself. He was twiddling his fucking Marks and Spencer's bow tie, sort of going, Cleo, how wonderful to see you. And I was just thinking, what is this performance? Just be yourself. You're an attractive bloke when you're being yourself. So you've created a new liquor, I would suggest. And I just was being my usual honest self. And I said, so let me get this right. You're an alcoholic. So you've tried to invent a tequila so you can drink it all day and all night without having a hangover. And she laughed and she went, well, basically, yeah, that is it. And then he started getting the ump and going, this wasn't meant to happen. So what, are you a real alcoholic? And, you know, it's suddenly gone from a sort of a jokey kind of, clearly she drinks too much, to him going, so what, have you got an alcohol problem? Do your family know? And I was thinking, no. Skin Scar said, did you ring her? Yeah, I did call her a couple of times. She still follows me on Twitter. I did call her a couple of times, but only to get her to write a review for a comedy gig I'd done, you know, just to say that, hilarious, Cleo Rockers, which is the sort of thing you do in comedy when you're at that level. So, yeah, it was quite good fun. It certainly was quite good fun. Yeah, you know, if women smell desperation a mile off, and they hate it, they absolutely hate it. It's when you don't try and pull them, they're like, why isn't this bloke trying to pull me? Why isn't he? Why is this bloke not attractive to me? And then they start trying to pull you, and then it's just game on. You've got it all sorted, and then you just keep playing it. And then, of course, later you let onto it, and then they think you're even cooler. So why didn't you chat me up earlier at the bar? Now you're in her bed saying that. And you say, because I knew it'd end me up in your bed. And they go, oh, you naughty little rogue. Do you want another one? And I'm like, yeah, won't say no. Exactly, Rags, exactly. Look at that. Anglo-Saxon, give it 14 out of 14. I thought that said 14 out of 41 at first. No, she's a lovely birdie, and she's a lovely bird. She has got to be said. She has a lovely bird. Oh no, without a doubt. I mean, good Lord, seeing her on Kenny Everett, it was too much. And this was at this was at prime time. This was like 7:30. No, I'll show you a little clip of her, and it's like, You know what you're meant to do watching this on telly at sort of 7 o'clock in the afternoon. Hang on, I just get past Sid's snot and so you know you're like 8 years old. Your dad's sitting there, your mum's sitting there, and suddenly this comes on telly. And it's like, oh God, here we go. Steady on, people. Mum, I'm sorry, but I've got to put a tissue. I've got to put a pillow over my lap for some bizarre reason. Check it out.
Sir?
Yes, I'd like to try on a pair of shoes, please.
Certainly, sir. What size?
Large.
Certainly. Would you like to take a seat, sir?
Yes, thank you.
Here we are. What do you think of these?
I think they're fantastic.
They're all wrong.
No, they're fantastic.
What, a little too big?
They're perfect.
But still, I'd like to try another pair.
Well, have you got anything in black?
Certainly, sir.
Thank you. Sensational.
Now it is time for a break, so let's break.
Absolutely no one saw that coming. You ain't getting away with that these days. And since it's come on now, we might as well watch a bit of Sid Snot throwing the fags in his mouth. Hello, mate. Sid Snot here. Come on, for old time's sake.
Hello, Snotrates. It's me, Sid. Who else? Any road up. Here's a story with an ecclesiastical overtone. There were these three geezers playing cards on a train. A priest, a rabbi, and a vicar. And they were playing for money, know what I mean? Suddenly, the fuzz appears of the British Rail variety. Next thing you know, they're all in court. The judge says to the priest, "You are charged with gambling in a public place. How'd you plead?" "One white lie, Father. Just one white lie." And says, "Not guilty." "Case dismissed," says the beak. Says to the vicar, "You are charged with gambling in a public place. How do you plead?" Vicar looks up to heaven and says, "Just one white lie, Father. Just one." Looks at the judge and says, "Not guilty." "Case dismissed," says the beak. Then he turns to the rabbi. "You are charged with gambling in a public place." And the rabbi says, "Who with?"
Actually a fantastic joke. Well, there you go, people. And on that bombshell, I think we're going to call it a day. I am just going to spin through here and see if we're going to be lucky enough to get another bit of Cleo Rockers, but it don't look like it's going to happen. So, you know, what you're going to do... Oh, hang on a minute. There you go. 7:30 in the afternoon. Good Lord. Good Lord. I might have to go and have a lay down or something. People, it's been an absolute pleasure. I have not hit minimum wage again. Throw some donations while the music's playing and I'll be very happy. Oh, excuse me. I'm going to try and get Jeff Sharler on again. He's very sick at the moment. Jeff, remember Jeff Sharler, the addiction is a choice fella? He's got COVID now and he's got leukemia. He's having chemo. Typical Jeff Sharler. He's just taking it on the chin, so to speak. But I'm gutted. A hero of mine who I became a friend of, who came on this channel, and now he's in real trouble. So I'm very sad, and I hope he pulls through, obviously. But I'll see if I... Skin Scar, that's very kind of you, brother. That's much appreciated. We will also do an investment stream next week. Do we fancy another stretching stream? Give me a 1 in the chat if you want a stretching stream next week. 1 in the chat. If it's awful, isn't it? He was really good to come on here, and he was fit as a fiddle. And of course, because he wrote to me and told me all what's going on, I watched the video back, and he was just such a nice bloke. And when your heroes actually come on your channels, and they, he just kept writing to me and sending me articles to read, and we were discussing psychiatry and depression and ADHD and all that, and it was just really quite sweet. No cap, Popeye with the cap. There's my love to you, Chris. Have a good afternoon, Chris. Thank you. No cap, Popeye. All right, we're getting plenty of ones. All right, so next week, maybe Wednesday, that tricky midweek stream. Get your yoga mats ready, and we'll do a stretching stream. I'll tell you, I might get on as well next week. I'll get Tim, the fighter pilot, back on and see if we can dig a little bit deeper into his psyche. Yeah, exactly that, Moslab. Exactly that, my friend. Oh, Wednesday is Bukowski Day. Good call, Liam. Good call. So we'll read women, the next bit of women on Wednesday, and we'll do it on the Thursday. Then we'll do the streaming on the Thursday. That'll be an absolute treat. Thank you, Little Red. That's very kind of you. Very kind of you all, actually. Really is very kind. Sartorial stream is going to take a lot of preparation. I don't just want to show pictures of nice clothes. I want to get a bit of history involved. I want to get, so I will do it for sure, but I want it to be more than just stuff you can go on the internet and find. I want to talk about things like the oak smoked JR Souls, and the reasons why people wore suits. Says me and a lad having a chat about cravats and working class people not wearing cravats, and I said they did because of the Croats that came over in the French wars and all that. I can certainly get AIU back on. I'll give that another go, see how he's getting on, see what he makes of Biden. Would be quite interesting. That'll be quite interesting, actually. I'll have a word with him. I will have a word with him. God, I'm getting a bit of an headache now. I shouldn't have had that afternoon sleep. I should have done a little bit more work. I really should have done. But I hope you've had as much of a laugh for this stream as I have, actually. I was a bit concerned I was going to not be able to pull it off, but it seems to have been, one of those ones where we've had no kind of fixed or coherent idea or message. We've been all over the place, but we've still got 180 people watching, and all good. AIU mentioned you the other day in a vid. All good, I hope, Clark. All good, was it? Get a screenshot and send it to me. Not that I care or anything. I really do need a good sleep, Sally. I write my novel. I do my streams. I run my business. I got my girlfriend. I do like watching movies. I am run down at the moment, and soon it's gonna show on me for sure. But what you're gonna do. Thank you, Chrissy, for another three on entropy. Much appreciated. That was very appreciated of all of you to come through. Then that cheers me up no end. Cheers me up no end. All right, people. I will see you at the crack of dawn, about 8 o'clock or maybe 8:30 tomorrow morning. Look after yourselves. Look after the people you love. And like I said to Barclay, Tell the people you love that you love them, because believe me, they do actually need to know. And we often forget to tell them. And it's not a very nice thing. They actually do want to hear it. And they want to hear it out of the blue as well. Take care, people. Have an absolutely cracking rest of your Tuesday. And I'll see you tomorrow. Ta-da!
Yeah! All the world loves a lover. All the girls in every land are meant to know. The joy of loving is to live in the world of man. There's someone who's waiting for you. Soon the world will be yours for a toy. Music starts to play, night will turn to day. Darkness disappears when the one you love is near. You're in man. All the world loves a lover. All the girls in every land are meant to know. Joy of loving is to live in the world of man. There's a place that is waiting for you. A world where the best in life is free. Where time is always spring. Happiness is king. Dreams you dream come true when the one you love loves you. You're in man.
We will have the photo stream on Friday. So this Friday, so get in all your photos of your grandparents and your great-grandparents before this Friday. So it has to be Thursday at the latest. You've got 2 days left. And put photos in the subject bar or I'll miss them. You've got 2 days left. And we'll do that stream on Friday. All right?
In every land, a man to know. Joy of loving.